Hi there, it's Kevin from RogueDeckBuilder.com here with game number 2, or match number 2, however, in this standard daily tournament. And apparently my name is Awesome Ha Ha Ha. Yeah, this is an old name explaining my name. I used to be at a StarCraft clan called Very Crappy Rookies back in the day, clear back in the day when I made this MTGO account. And a couple of us from there played on here as well. And we had a clan here for a little bit. There was only like 3 of us that played Magic. But I just, of course, kept the name. Too lazy to change it. Don't even know if there is a way to change it. Otherwise, I would. Anyway, this is definitely a mulligan hand. Can't keep it. I like it because I have all my sources, but you never keep 6 land hands. It's big time card disadvantage by like turn 5 or turn 6. There's an article. You're down like 2 cards by turn 5 or 6 if you keep a 6 land hand. Anywho, we will definitely mold this. And not much better. I like the double intangible virtues though. So we can lead off with an Evolving Wilds and grab the swamp we need. So I don't like to see the steam vents because I don't like to see Is It Status Casters, but we do have the intangible virtues to counter the Is It Status Caster. Hey, there we go. Perfect card. So let's go grab this swamp and ship it back to him. So it could go up against a 4-color deck as well. I'm too lazy to even check the deck. So we know it's 3-color at least so far. So could be Flash. Could be a ton of things here. I don't know if we run out a Intangible Virtue into a counterspell, but we'll do it. No Dissipate, just a Syncopate. It's the only thing you can do. And he doesn't have it. Good. So that's awesome. So we will play around counterspells now that we know that we're probably playing against Flash. And I absolutely do not want to get this Lingering Souls countered. So hopefully we can get a Midnight Haunting soon. That way we can play around counterspells. Other than, I mean, his Essence Charms or Essence Scatters are pretty much dead cards except for against Mr. Hellrider. So I'll wait till either taps out or yeah, or we can build up a hand. No use just running crap out into, especially with the mulligan, we have an opportunity to catch up with cards if he's just gonna try to play a counterspell war with us. I mean, I could play around a Syncopate here, but again, no point. No point. We'll let him think twice here at end of turn or something. And this is why I probably need to go up to 4 copies of Midnight Haunting. I have updated it since then. I took out the Skirstag High Priest, put it in the sideboard, and I'm not too worried about the Staticaster now because it doesn't do anything. So yeah, he can have that. But anyway, I took out the High Priest and put it in another Midnight Haunting as well as some more Evolving Wilds to grab planes. Not too worried about a Moorland Haunt either. And we could run that out. I'm fine with running out a High Priest into Dissipate, but then he'd still have Syncopate mana up. So maybe we don't. How annoying is this? Is Flash? Playing against Flash. We'll throw it out, see what happens. And he lets it, so he probably has some burn. Or another Staticaster, which if he has another Staticaster, then we'll just need to draw into our Searing Spears. Okay, Restoration Angel. Yeah, that's kind of a pain in the butt. So we might not be able to dig our way out of this. I absolutely hate UWR Flash. It is the most frustrating deck to play against with the amount of counter spells, and this Staticaster just makes it even more frustrating. We're going to have to play some stuff here. No, we're not going to miracle this because I like my hand. But now with that, maybe we can play around. I mean, maybe we throw out the Hellrider here and then if he counters it, then we have an opportunity to cast an Intangible Virtue, and then reforge the soul eventually. So let's see if he counters it. No counter. He does. He could have another Restoration Angel, but I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to trade a Hell Rider for sticking an Intangible Virtue. And Searing Spear pretty much does it though. Well, I'm planning on reforging the soul next turn, so we will try to bump this out, and it sticks. Cool. So it sticks, and we'll be able to reforge the soul next turn. Or since he didn't counter that, I've got to be thinking he doesn't have an answer to the Lingering Souls. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Can't play them both, but we'll go ahead and cast the Lingering Souls, see if it gets dissipated or syncopated. And next turn we have Reforge the Soul. God, I hate this deck. Hatred for UWR Flash knows no ends, even though I do play my own version with the... At least I spice it up with the Zealous Conscript and Deadeye Navigator, but God, this deck is so boring to play and so boring to play against. Once again, I'm just being a little bitch here. But now Reforge the Soul can't get countered next turn or I'm dead. So maybe I shouldn't have ran out that Lingering Souls. But I've got to play stuff eventually. Stuff's got to get countered eventually. And I'm sure he can Sphinx's Revelation for 1,000,000 here too. That's why he's putting that land into play untapped. And he's just going to beat me down with the Restoration Angel. So we could try the same thing again. I think I'm just going to try it. Reforge. Yeah, Reforge the Soul, and then I can flash back the Lingering Souls. If this is probably going to get countered, though. We'll see what happens. Here comes the Syncopate. Here comes the Snapcaster Dissipate. Here comes anything in the entire world. Good thing about next game is we get to go first and overwhelm him and puts him on the back. I hate going second against UWR Flash because they get all these counter spells out a turn ahead of you, and so you can't even play around them. So hopefully that's his last counter spell. If these Lingering Souls stick, they're going to be great. But 3 cards in hand. Sure, one of them is a Sphinx's Revelation, but he can't cast it actually, so that's good if it's a Sphinx's Revelation. But I'm sure it's got to be another counter spell in hand. Here it comes, another Dissipate, Snapcaster Dissipate. How annoying is this deck? I cannot stand it. Guess we didn't need to. Yeah, we did. We were just dead on board with that Goblin Rally. Didn't need to concede there. So I've got a couple options here. I can go the anti-control route with a Gutter Snipe and Casey and even Blood Artist type thing, and the Burn at the Stake route. I don't think Sundering Growth does anything against him. Pillar's useless. Faithless Looting's good. Pass in Flames is good. Reforge the Soul is good. Helps us catch up with him. Skirzag High Priest isn't the greatest. Hellrider I still think is really good. The Searing Spears are good, so I'm trying to think of what 4 cards we can cut that are useful. So maybe Gutter Snipe isn't. Maybe Gutter Snipe is the right play, and maybe we don't go for the Reforge the Soul combo. I think we have to though. But if that's the case, then Hellrider's probably the cut. Or Intangible Virtues. No, but I want Intangible Virtues for is it Staticaster, and I want Sorin. So maybe we cut a couple Hell Riders and a couple, but I want Krenko's Command here as well. Yeah, maybe Gutter Snipe isn't the best. And we'll keep a Burn at the Stake and a Pass in Flames. No. Let's keep a Burn. Take out a... No, Searing Spears are a must too. Sorry I'm having problems here. Maybe Sorin's not the right play. Too slow? Cut out one Krinko's command. We'll try this. See how this works. Yeah, I don't think Gutter Snipe is going to stick first. If this was UW Flash or Bant, I'd put the Gutter Snipe in. But UWR, Gutter Snipe is just Searing Spear food, or Pillar food, or whatever food that his burn of choice. Even Is It Charm food. Everything else here gets more value, I believe, than the Gutter Snipe. So I don't know. Maybe Sworn is a. Oh well, we didn't get to put it back in. We'll play first though. Unfortunately, can't keep this. This is a lot better. We'll lead off with Evolving Wilds. Grab the Swamp, and next turn we have a Mountain that we can play. Maybe played that wrong. I wanted to guarantee I have the 3 sources. So I can't play the Intangible Virtue this turn, but that's okay. We can. It's not going to get any value anyway until the turn after. So we can hold mana up for our Midnight Haunting in a turn. And maybe we can sneak out a Burn at the Stake kill eventually with this Battle Hymn. I mean, the Midnight Hauntings by themselves can do quite the bit of damage. If he's going to do something here, yeah, we'll definitely do that. Oh, good lord. Or I might just be walking into a Is It Staticaster. If that's the case, you know, that's unfortunate. Still might think that be walking into. I'd hate to have the Intangible Virtue get countered. Absolutely hate it. But I'd hate to have Lingering Souls countered as well. And I think we just might have to go for it. I mean, I have to play the Lingering Souls here. I don't see myself playing around it. So, Intangible Virtues, I mean. So if it sticks, it's awesome, and it might be a good game. If not, okay, Thought Scour, that's good for us. 2 Restos in the bin. There goes his win condition. Sweet. It sticks. That is very good for us. Now his Staticaster and his Restos are in the bin. So only 2 more Restoration Angels. Oh, good lord, Slaughter Games. This might be a good sideboard for this instead of... yeah, in fact, I might actually consider Slaughter Games instead of Sundering Growth. That way we can just name Rest in Peace, but it doesn't help us if they play it. But it's a better answer for Curse of Death's Hold as it comes out a turn earlier than Curse of Death's Hold. So... we will ship this back to him and see what he can do. He's in very bad position here. As I'm not even going to play anything for a while. Hopefully I draw a land here. I mean, he does have more Restoration Angels, but they're dead right here to a Searing Spear. And I'm just going to be patient and wheedle him down. No use walking into any sort of nonsense counterspells. And we will go ahead and get rid of that. So 1 is a Staticaster out, 1 Restoration Angel out of the way. It's a lot of his threats gone to our deck. And he's got to be playing something. He can't be playing around counterspells forever now. That Rune Tender's Pike's not that big. Plus, we swing overhead now with most of our flyers. I mean, he's got Augurs left. If he plays Augurs, he's got Snapcasters. So, name of the game is just to be patient. So there's our fourth source. Still not worth it, I don't think, running out a Lingering Souls into a counterspell. I mean, he's on a pretty fast clock here. He's got to be making some decisions. As to what to do. Eventually this Past in Flames is going to be online. Yeah, I can't run a guy into a Dissipate. I just can't do it. But again, he has got to be playing something here soon. Otherwise, he's going to be in bad shape. I think he's probably got another Is It Staticaster, but it's a little too late. Supreme Verdict, that's fine, and I do have to worry about a negate. But I think I'm just going to play the Hellrider here. And if it gets syncopated, it gets syncopated. Or do I play around to syncopate? But I got... No, yeah, I'd rather... This is fine. If this gets negated, I can always flash it back next turn. So go ahead and Lingering Souls. I do have Syncopate mana up. And I'll 2-for-1 him here if it gets negated. Yeah, okay, fine. So hopefully he doesn't have a whatchamacallit, a Sphinx's Revelation to fill back up his hand. An annoying deck. But that does stick. And we do need some more lands though. He's still on a two-turn clock. Gotta think a Sphinx's Revelation is coming here. I mean, a double Searing Spear could come. A Snapcaster Supreme Verdict next turn could come. Yeah. So there's one Searing Spear, fine. That's good that he's getting rid of the Searing Spears because we got Hellrider. But I mean, he could have just an Essence Scatter for the Hellrider. Like I said, what an annoying deck. Gotta play around so many stupid things. So I think we do just run out the Hellrider here. And if he wants to counter that, I think the Goblin Rally is a bit more of a threat late game, especially with our double Battle Hymn. I'm going to go ahead, throw the Hellrider out, see if it gets syncopated, or Essence Scattered, or dissipated, or counterfluxed. But he's down to a 6. And depending on what he plays here. Okay, 1 card in hand. Does he have it? 1 stinking card in hand. He probably does. Eventually, hopefully we draw into enough lands. Oh, great card. Awesome card. Make some decisions here. Whether to show me that last card or not. Can't play around a Syncopate or a Dissipate. Lingering Souls, I think, is a little bit more powerful than the Goblin Rally, so we are just going to run the Goblin Rally out. Let's see if he has Counterspell number 3 in his hand. Nope. So he's got to draw either a Supreme Verdict to save him next turn, or that's game. Snapcaster Supreme Verdict. Okay. Well, it gets rid of some cards out of his graveyard, another card out of his hand, and another target for his Rune Chanter's Pike is in the graveyard. Okie dokie. 3 mana, so he does still have Dissipate mana up. Ay, ay, ay. You just can't win versus this. I don't care about taking 2 life here. It's probably not a necessity, but we'll Lingering Souls and pray no Dissipate. Yay! Look at that. I'm not even gonna overextend here. That's good. I'm not gonna walk into another another Supreme Verdict or Terminus or some nonsense like Restoration Angel, Status Caster, wipe my board for the gazillionth time. We will just have the kill on board next turn. Yeah. I'll probably even swing for... Yeah, I'll definitely attack first and then see what he does. Oh, wow. He really has an Intangible Virtue on... Or if he does have a Staticaster in hand, and if you just top deck an Oblivion Ring to get rid of my Intangible Virtue, I swear. So I guess Detention Sphere is not too bad of a card for him, so maybe I do bring in those Sundering Growths. How annoying. Okay. Now the Staticaster? But he'll be down to 0 cards, but he has tons of lands. He's got to have a Sphinx's Revelation eventually. So I do think that I swing in here. And can I just pass in flame? Yeah, I'm just going to try this. We are just going to pass in flames And yeah, he's past turn here. So we'll just Searing Spear him off. Okay, so I think the Thunder Growths are worth it for the Oblivion Ring. Or maybe not. Yes, this destroys an artifact as well, so it can get rid of his Rune Tanner's Pike. Krenko's Command is probably my... or Hellrider, one of the two. With the Searing Spears, I don't think Hellrider is as good as I thought it was. In fact, it might be coming out completely, especially on the play here. And give him nothing to Essence Scatter whatsoever. And I think this looks good. Decent hand, really slow. Midnight Hunting's awesome. He mulls a 6. Mulls a 5. Guess it happens to other people besides me. When you mull, you swear it's only you that mulls, but yeah, it's magic, happens to everyone. I think I'll lead off with the Dragon Skull Summit. No, there's no point to playing a mountain in here. Next turn I've got options. The planes can probably come in, or... Ooh, yeah, awesome. So we get to stick this Intangible Virtue and have Midnight Haunting up the next turn that we can cast at the end of his turn. Do like this Clifftop Retreat, but yeah, no need for a double white. We'll just throw out the mountain. That way either one of these can come in, or Dragon Skull if we need it can come into play untapped for whatever reason. So, yep. Looking good. Now, I don't even know if Midnight Hunting at the end of his turn is even worth it. Because we'd have to draw into something to play, but might as well. He's got to counter it here, though. But that gives us a free open if we please draw something. I mean, maybe I guess I could have seen the point to holding on to Midnight Haunting and doing this into the next turn, and then that way we could have a free slot to Goblin Rally. But he's deciding here, which makes me really think that he has a Supreme Verdict and maybe will be waiting for me to overextend. But there's no way in hell I'm going to overextend here. I'm just going to swing away again with these Midnight Hauntings. I'm not even going to play this Krenko's Command. We will just continue to beat away with these spirits. And, or, no, I'm not going to run a Krenko's Command into Supreme Verdict next turn. So he'll probably be drawing a card with the Azorius Charm. Staticaster, okay. So Restoration Angel Staticaster does clear our board as well. But it gives us a free turn to either Reforge the Soul. I mean, technically next turn if we can stick a... No, not quite. If we can... Okay, I've got to think he's got a Goblin Rally in hand. Or, I mean, a Restoration Angel in hand, which is very unfortunate for us, but it does allow us, if that's the case, to stick a Reforge the Soul, but a Reforge the Soul at that point will help him as much as it helps us. So I'm not sure exactly what to do here. This will give us a Sorin, but then Sorin will just die? No, Sorin won't die to a Restoration Angel. So I think the Dragon Skull Summit comes out, and I think we are going to go ahead and swing in there, even though the Restoration Angel might be coming. But if that's the case, they'd be dead anyway to a Resto. Alright, nothing. Okay, that's cool. Nothing comes out. So I think I just Krenko here. See what happens. Nothing happens. I mean, I don't want to walk into a Supreme Verdict, so that's good. See if he restos then a turn still, but I don't know why he wouldn't do it on his. Who cares about that? That's awesome. That's very, very awesome that he decides to just kill off a spirit token rather than countering one of my spells. I will make that trade any day. So is it charms, counterfluxes, dissipates, syncopates, negates? Think he's got enough counterspells? I think so. Pillar's such a dead card versus me. I don't know why he kept it in. It's not worth killing a token. Can't hit Hellrider. So... 2 cards in hand. Now at this point we just make him use his counter spells. So he's going to take 2 here, unless he's got a Snapcaster, but that'd be pointless. So he'll block 1, and we'll be able to stick 2. And I've got some options here. I think Goblin Rally is a little more powerful than Sorin, so I think we just run a Sorin out in a counterspell. Is that the right play? Or is the Goblin Rally the right play? Goblin Rally can just get wiped to a Restoration Angel, the Static Caster, though. Alright, we're trying for the Sorin. See if the second card in hand is a counterspell. Can't be a Syncopate. Nope. So we will put a Vampire out. Goody goody. Alright. This should be our game. Got lucky that he had to mold to 5. 2-0. This will be nice. Unless even a Supreme Verdict, he's got to figure out what he wants to do here. Intangible Virtue is probably the right play. I would be very surprised if he decides to go against Sorin. Yep. Yeah, that was definitely the right play for the Intangible Virtue, and I'm glad I didn't play that Goblin Rally. So I don't want to play the Reforge the Soul's the problem either, because of... Yeah. So I don't know if I take up the Sorin here, because he's going to be clearing my Goblins and blocking my Vampire. And that's okay to end a turn, but... So killing the Goblins here, blocking the Vampire, yep. Yep. So we need to draw that Sundering Growth. And I don't know. I mean, we could definitely fill up a bunch of... Another is that Staticaster wipes everything, though. We got some options here. I can Midnight Haunting now, and then battle him into a Goblin Rally. I think I'm going to do that. I think we're going to go like this. And like this. Burn at the Stake would kill him, so he's got to think something. Sorin's almost up to 6. Him up to 7 is amazing. That way any shenanigans that comes out we can handle. Okay, and he could counter this, which is fine, because Reforge the Soul is now in our best interest to hit like a Pass in Flames. So we'll Goblin Rally. Now he's got to have some... I guess I gave him an opportunity to use that Syncopate. Okay, fine. That's fine. But again, he's got to choose... He'll choose Spirits next turn. 1 card left in hand. Hopefully not a Restoration Angel. So again... I think we just go for it here. 3, 6, 9, 12. Wait, he kills it. He kills off the Spirits. Well, he can't do it in response. He can't, yeah, he definitely can't in response to casting Burn at the Stake. So, 3, 6, 9. Leave a Vampire back. Make him decide to kill the Vampire. See, let's do this right. Okay. Like that? And we can still get in there? Yeah, I think that's the best. 3, 6, 9. 9 damage. He's got to have another counterspell. Which, of course. Of course. The Snapcaster Syncopate. Okay. And that's no good too, because he ticks down my Sorin. So I don't know if it's best to leave a guy back or just get in there with this spirit token. Tick him down to 7. So he does this, yeah, that's the best thing to do. And I'll put it out, even though it's going to get... Alright, let's see what we... Now that Reforge the Soul is bad, though, because it fills his hand up as well. Snapcaster Searing Spear out of the way. Ugh, what an annoying deck. Where are my Searing Spears? I think it still might be the best interest for me to Reforge the Soul here and try to find an answer. So we might end up losing this now, which is too bad. He's got 7 cards now. Next turn we can Sundering Growth. We'll play this Dragon Skull and ship it back to him. So I've got to think he's got a Restoration Angel in his hand now that we just filled his hand back up. But we had to do that. Otherwise, his deck was just going to draw into something quicker than we were. The Izzet Status Caster is going to murder us. So here comes the Restoration Angel into Status Caster, which then kills the Vampire, which then kills the Sorin. See what he has in there. He's got 1 Restoration Angel in the bin. So Sorin goes down. Man, he went through a series of top decking there at the end to get everything he needed. Can't complain though, because he did mull to 5. But now his mulligan is mute with the Reforge the Soul. There's a Runechanter's Pike that basically kills me unless I figure out something. I gotta think he's gotta have another snap. Okay, he's not. Yes, he does have a counterspell in the bin. Frustrating, frustrating, frustrating. So we could try a few things here. I think what we do is we Lingering Soul doesn't do anything. I want to try to get some value out of this Populate, but I don't know if it's going to do anything. So I get my Intangible Virtue back, and the right play here is Lingering Souls. And I don't know if the right play is to flash it back. Might as well spend some mana. And do we have a Battle Hymn in the... We do not have a Battle Hymn in the yard. Yes, we do. But he's got 5 cards in hand now. He does another resto, of course. Yeah, so we're gonna end up losing this game. Just how efficient this combo is with Izzet Status Caster, Restoration Angel. So I guess it was a bad idea to do that. And so much crap in the yard here and he doesn't decide to do it. Equip his Runechanter's Pike. Going to take a lot of damage here. He's down to 1 more Restoration Angel. Got to think he's got another Staticaster in hand as well. We do have Past in Flames here. That does he have the one of Restoration Angel? Let's see. No, he doesn't. Okay, so still though the Restoration Angel is just gonna murder us with the Runechanter's Pike on it. Pass in Flames doesn't do anything. We can Pass in Flames into a Krenko's Command. Doesn't do anything. I mean, yeah, we're probably dead on board here, just because he's probably has so many removal to take care of this Midnight Haunting. Too bad we didn't draw a Searing Spear much earlier to get rid of that Status Caster, or the Sundering Growth to get rid of the Oblivion Ring that was on our Staticaster. And probably Sphinx's Revelation coming here for a gazillion, which will draw him another Staticaster Restoration Angel combo. So no use not to do this. So he gains 5, draws 5. He's back up to 8. So now 9 cards in hand, 26 cards left. I don't see us pulling out of this. So close to that victory. I can't even think what I can draw into here. I mean, all he has to really do is equip his Restoration Angel with a Rune Chanter's Pike, and he's got to have 2 Searing Spears, or a Pillar and a Searing Spear, or an Unsummon and a Searing Spears. A lot of really bad cards against us that he's playing. And this is going to force me to... No, okay, it's probably game. Yeah, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. Yeah, so close to that victory here. 3, 6, 7, 8. Equip the Rune Chanter's Pike to the Snapcaster Mage, and that is game. I guess maybe I shouldn't have casted that Reforge the Soul. We were both into top deck mode, but the Staticaster, I mean, it was a gazillion turns before I drew a Searing Spear. He drew in those Restoration Angels quite quickly. Yeah, a while before I drew that Sundering Growth to get rid of that Oblivion Ring as well. Yeah. Unfortunately, that was a close one though. We lose to UWR Flash, which is probably one of our worst matchups, just due to the Staticaster being included now in that deck. Hopefully we can recover though from this loss. It was still an interesting game. This is Kevin from RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.